Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had a good weekend. I had a busy weekend. A lot of trade-ins came in. I ended up selling quite a few. I think 4 or 5, something like that. My inventory's real low. So I ended up taking 2 in on trade from Cheech and Chong. And ironically, when I cut this video short, his brother showed up because Cheech and Chong said he was going to send his brother over. His brother ended up taking a black rear wheel drive Craftsman. He traded me this Troy built-in 21-inch. So this is an electric start. I said, is the battery good? He said, no, none of that works. He said one of the wires came off here for the, probably this is a safety for the kill, and he's got this wired up. So he said he used it before Hurricane Helene and it stopped mid-cut. I think he said this came off. He said he was tired of messing with this. It's an 05, by the way, 12th month of 05. So we're going to look at this one eventually. So the Craftsman was a rear wheel drive like this, and it had the same single action propulsion handle. So sent him on his way. His brother ended up trading this Hyper Tough in along with a Troy built. So when this video cut off, we were just about to take off this blade. This blade doesn't go to a Hyper Tough machine. The Hyper Tough has 2 offset nipples right there, and this is just an aftermarket blade he had on backwards. You see all the fresh steel there. That's where the grass was rubbing up against it. It should have been cutting, and it's still got a sharp edge on it. So I rounded up a 20-inch regular bow tie. I put an edge on it. I don't know where it came from. It might be bent or not. I don't know. It was in my pile of used blades. So Dino and I are going to take the adapter off, and we're going to use a kit. I bought like 20 of these things. They come in handy. They're for MTD products. So you get the washer, you get a bolt, and you get the bow tie adapter, which we'll break into this thing in a second. So Rotary makes this, and it's their kit number 17-15019. That's a Rotary number, and here's all the MTD numbers for what's in the bag. So that's a handy dandy thing. So Dino, let's get busy. So I've already taken the bolt off, and I just gently tapped this, and luckily the adapter here on this one was not rusted shut. It ended up coming off. So I don't like Hyper Tough for doing this. You got to buy the Hyper Tough blade. I did a video on my displeasure with Hyper crap. So in order to get around the $30 blades that they are selling, we're going to go to the bow tie. So let me clean the vines off of here. We'll put a little grease on the shaft. So surprise sales were still good over the weekend, because the weekend before, I think I just sold one. I thought maybe the season was over with, but maybe after the storm Thursday, the grass is growing again. Okay, shaft is greased. Let's bust into the adapter. It's going to be the same shaft diameter. So put that on like so. Break out my rotary washer / spacer. The two notches there in the spacer are going to fit in the notches here on the blade. So that goes on my spacer and grab the bolt. Well, this thing's been cutting heavy duty. When I see this, it reminds me of Cheech and Chong for some reason. I don't know why. Coincidental. Tighty, tighty, keep going. I had the plug wire off when we messed with this over the weekend, so don't worry, I'm not going to lose appendages. Okay, let me kind of rotate this thing and see if this blade is bent. Oh, okay, so I see what's going on, and I'll show you momentarily. Blade might be bent or the shaft's bent. Rotated the blade and saw this freshly scuffed up piece here. Blade's banging here. So how long's that been going on? Where's the old blade? Do I see any wear? So we're going to have to take a hammer and bang this out. Let me just spin the blade and look at the shaft. I disapprove of bent shafts. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm watching the shaft and it's bent. Ah, boy. So my theory about the blade and adapter is not true and accurate. The shaft ended up being bent. I thought maybe they just couldn't find a Hyper Tough blade and threw this other one on. So let me have Dino stand guard. That didn't take much. Don't want to hit it too much. This metal's so thin it'd pop through. Yeah, quite a bit of bend in this thing. 1/2 inch. Well, at least let's try starting it. I'll deal with this later. I'll take all this off. Luckily, the adapter's going to pop right off. And then pound the shit out of it with a 3-pound sledge. I got a old no good adapter I put on, and then I bang the adapter. Never bang the shaft or you'll cuss, and I don't want you guys cussing. I want you kids and cadets to use kind words. Okay, so at least we got momentum to start this turd. Southwest Airlines is making noise. Okay, let's try to organize this somehow. I'm going to take the cord off the handle. Okay, that popped into place. I'm just going to let the end of that handle fall down the way it is. Like that. Let me get the extension for the tripod. Stick you back up higher since there's nothing to show you under the machine. Okay. Let's try to get these wheels level. He said he couldn't do it or didn't know how to do it. See, when Cheech and Chong spend too much time with recreational activities, all things go to hell. Okay, so we got them all in the highest position. I see what's wrong. He said both those mowers fell off a trailer, and I can just see right now this wheel's cockeyed, so it might have landed badly. So I gotta take this wheel off. I can straighten that bracket out, put a long adjustable wrench on there and tweak it. So let me put you back up. We got to put the plug wire on, and I got to clamp the linkage so I can try starting this thing. We know it's going to vibrate. I just want to see if it runs. Okay, so it's got gas in it. Whoops, I just kicked you. I'm sorry. I'm going to grab my turkey baster. Just take a gander at the fuel in here. You never can tell what Cheech and Chong may have done. Oh, I did grill him about fuel. He didn't know anything about it. And supposedly he's a landscaper guy, but he just uses a push mower, him and his girlfriend. He says it doesn't take long to push them out. So I sold Hyper crap with a Briggs & Stratton a few weeks ago. Young kid bought it new out of the box. He wanted me to put it together. He stopped by. I thought, oh shit, this was a couple days after. I thought, oh, he blew up the machine or something's wrong. But no, I fretted for no apparent reason. He said, oh, I wanted to thank you for the machine. I nearly paid it off. I've been cutting lawns. I says, oh, that's great. He says, how are you doing it? Just going up and knocking on the door. He said, yeah, I've been doing that. I got three customers that want me to keep coming back. He said he was charging $25 for front and $30 for the back. So I says, good deal. I said, any maintenance you want me to do, sharpen the blade or change the oil, stop on back. So I don't see any water in the sampling, so let's get busy. So he had a desk job, this kid. He said he couldn't stand sitting around doing nothing all day. He had to be out and about, active. So good for him. But that's a tough gig in the Florida heat. It's a killer. Strenuous activity in the summertime is rather unpleasant. Okay, I'm using a wire on the linkage, and I don't think it's going to work. As you know, the bail bar broke. I got to weld that. I'm going to use a washer and tack the washer to the bar, and I'll rectify it like that. I've salvaged a couple of them. The Z-bend will still fit through the washer. Everyone will be happy. So I got my channel, vice grips. Okay, we're still plowing ahead. Let's make sure Dino is safe. We're going to put Dino up here, keep an eye on him. He's been causing trouble for millions of years, the longest living troublemaker imaginable. Okay, move everything, move everything. Take a peek. Only thing that's under there is some Cheech and Chong. So prime that. We'll pull on this thing. If it starts, I'll remove the vice grips. Okay, don't want to chop up that. Where can we put this where it's not gonna cause me grief? Oh, I guess we should check oil. A little overfilled. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Dino, hold on. Well, that was a surprise. Holy cow, we're doing the mosquito fogging, but I'm not complaining. This thing started, and remarkably, it's not vibrating like a banshee. So maybe the blade isn't that bad off, but I'm going to still pound it. level. So this smoke may be the overfilling on the crankcase oil. That might be smoky from that excessive oil burn off. So this machine turned out pretty good. Wow. I know I gave a lot in trade value, but they both appear to be runners. The Troy built high wheeler and this E300 Hyper crap. So it needs just a little bit more service. Like I said, this wheel adjuster here needs to be tweaked out. The others seem to be pretty straight. So yes, I'm happy. I'm very happy how this thing turned out. I think this is a 2021, didn't we discuss? Yeah, 2021 Hyper crap. The model Mike November Alpha 152516. I'll put all that crap down below. Oh, this is something interesting that I just saw. The label says made in Thailand, so that's something different that they're importing now from Thailand. So the Chinese aren't the cheapest anymore. I've heard that Thailand is taking some business. They're going to be the new cheap leader in manufacturing crap. So I got to look up this company, Lingay Intelligent Company Limited, Thailand. I hadn't seen that before. Maybe they're still outsourcing to China and Thailand, because I've worked on a couple of these newer hyper craps and I had not seen made in Thailand before. Interesting. Huh, I wonder if the engines are made in the same factory, or are they shipping the engines to Thailand for final complete assembly? It doesn't say much here on the engine. Just serial number, blah, blah, blah. Engine made in the USA of US and global parts. So I got to figure out how this is happening. Are they shipping the decks to the US and putting the engines on, which they're getting some Chinese parts, some American parts? They're bolting it to the frame. Maybe Thailand's doing the deck handles and tires. They could really ship a ton of these decks that you could stack these things 10 high without the handles on them. They'd fold down pretty good. Anyway, that's all I got for you for this Monday. We're going to do some other videos. We got a video to do on the $40 Saturday scrappers machine that he dropped off. It was complete. I gave him 40. He said he didn't have a good week scrapping, so I was pretty generous on the Craftsman M100 2020. We're going to do a final walk around on that. Carbs back on it. I sharpened the blade. I think it's ready to be tested. Anyway, I appreciate you coming out. You guys are awesome for subscribing, checking out my channel every day. Can't believe you want to come out and look at junk on 4 wheels, but Clucky and I will never complain. We'll both be gracious and happy that you've come out and checked out my channel. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Adios, amigos.